I confess I have a bit of a problem with wildlife documentaries. Now, I used to love them. I can remember the first time I saw Life on Earth with David the Captain Attenborough, and I was tremendously impressed, as I'm sure almost all of us were when we first saw it. The incredible pictures, isn't life wonderful, we thought to ourselves. Though of course a lot of the pictures we were seeing were sort of faked for the camera. A lot of the shots of fish, for instance, were actually shot in aquariums and so forth. But what the heck, it was amazing stuff. But as the years have gone by, to be honest, my patience has somewhat waned. They're just so blinking fake, and I hate the way so many of them are narrated. You'll hear the narrator say something like, Chikente stalks through the... No, not Chikente. This is a cheetah. Cheetahs don't have names. Chikente, this completely made up name for this cheetah. Chikente doesn't know that she's called Chikente, does she? She's a cheetah. They don't have names. Okay, don't give them names. Okay, don't try to turn them into little people, little characters. Chikente is stalking through the woods. She's worried that her cubs won't have... don't put thoughts into her head. You don't know what a cheetah is thinking. It's quite possible the cheetah's not thinking anything at all. Maybe they're just following instinct. I think I'll go and hunt today because that's what I always do. I'm a cheetah, and we have this instinct to go and hunt stuff. And after we've hunted stuff, then we think, oh, I've got some offspring to feed, haven't I? So I'll give some of the food to them because my instinct tells me to do that. They're not necessarily planning, they're not necessarily worried about anything. Don't put thoughts into the head of creatures when you don't know what those thoughts are. You're just making this up. You're coming across though as an expert because the people trust you. You're the narrator of a television show. You speak with great authority. And they wouldn't put a load of made up rubbish on telly, would they? I mean, that would be just wrong. People believe this stuff. So when they hear that Chikente is worried that her cubs will starve, then they think, oh, cheetahs worry about, whether their cubs might starve. Do cheetahs have cubs? I'm going to use the word cubs. Anyway, so don't put thoughts into the heads of creatures. And you'll see this sequence with Chikente, or whatever the cheetah's not called, stalking this way, and there's a little black blob on her fur just there, and then she stops and looks, and then you see a shot of a gazelle or something looking round, and then back to Chikente sneaking off, and then the gazelle goes back innocently to grazing, and then Chikente is sneaking around, but now that the dark blob is over here, so it's as though they've actually taken the footage and flipped it round because they needed a shot of a cheetah going left to right in order to put into this sequence. And then it cuts wide, and you see her stalking around some rocks, and then it cuts it, and you realise, hang on, how many cameras have they got covering this event? In order to get all these angles, these amazing shots of animals, you'd have to have 50 camera crews. And of course you don't, do you? Because that's not how it's done. What they do is they send out one or two cameras and they just say, get a load of shots of cheetahs, and then we'll edit them together and try to make a sequence out of it, and then come up with some cock and bull story that we can get a narrator with an authoritative voice to read, give the cheetah a name, because people love that, and project thoughts into her mind, and you see, it's fakery. I don't like it, and I wish they'd stop. Because, I love the beautiful pictures, I just wish they'd stop the bullshit.